$487. That is what one drill weekend pays a mid-level enlisted soldier in 2026. Same rank on active duty clears more than that in 3 days of full-time pay. Same uniform, same flag, wildly different paycheck, and wildly different life. And there is one decision underneath all of it that almost nobody weighs honestly before they sign. The decision that quietly locks in the next 6 years of your life.
Same uniform, 3 very different lives. Hi all, I'm Tiffany. The version going around online says active, guard, and reserve are basically the same gig with different hours. They are not, so that myth quietly steers people into the wrong one.
Today we go deeper than any recruiter pitch into all 3 components. And here is the part no recruiter leads with. One of these 3 quietly hands you a 100% GI Bill far faster than the other 2, so most recruits never find out until it is too late to switch.
Michael here. Let me make it concrete. Active duty is full-time military. You move where they send you. It is your whole job. That is the all-in path.
I'm Beth. The guard is the interesting one because it answers to 2 bosses. Your state governor can call you up for a hurricane or a flood, but the federal government can also call you up for a war. State plus federal, usually 1 weekend a month near home.
And the reserve is the cleaner one to explain. Federal only, similar 1 weekend a month rhythm, but no governor and no state emergency mission. You belong to your branch, not your state. And here is the trap nobody warns you about. Pick the wrong component and it does not cost you a weekend. It costs you years, the wrong city, and the wrong benefits for your whole family.
So let me put the whole decision on one board before we go deep, the at-a-glance version of all 3. Here is the snapshot, time and pay and healthcare side by side. Active is full-time with a full salary and free Tricare Prime, while guard and reserve are part-time with drill pay and a low-cost Tricare Premium. Those same 3 rows decide most people's choice.
Michael, before we close this out, Tiffany has been sitting on the question everyone types into search, the one that frames this whole video.
Yes, and it is the most asked question under every recruiting video. Active, guard, or reserve? Which one is actually best for me?
That is the whole video right there, so let us earn the answer. Coming up is the real cost of each path, and the one detail that decides your whole GI Bill. First, the thing that splits these 3 lives more than money ever does, your time.
Let us start where the lives actually split, because it is not the paycheck first, it is your time. Commitment is the real dividing line between these 3.
Think of it as how much of your calendar the military owns. On active duty, the answer is all of it. It is a full-time job. You live on or near a base, and you go where the orders send you.
Active means full-time. You move on orders. That is the part the brochures soften. New base and new state, sometimes every 2 or 3 years, with the family along for the ride.
The guard is the one with the split personality, and this is the part most people get wrong. The guard answers to 2 bosses, your state and the federal government.
Here is the version of that myth I keep busting. People think guard equals safe, stay home, never leave, half true at best.
Right, because there are 2 different switches. Under Title 32, your governor activates you for a state emergency like a flood or a wildfire, and the federal government pays the bill. Under Title 10, the president can pull you onto federal active duty, same as anyone else.
Reserve, federal only, no governor, no state mission. That is the clean line. A reservist does not get called up for a state hurricane because they do not belong to a state. They belong to their branch and to Washington.
But do not let the words part-time mislead you on either one.
No, you are right to jump in there. Part-time can still deploy for a year or more. A guard or reserve unit can be mobilized onto federal orders and sent overseas for 9, 12, even 15 months. The weekend rhythm is the floor, not the ceiling.
So the honest read on commitment. Active owns your whole calendar. Guard owns a weekend plus whatever your state or the nation needs. Reserve owns a weekend plus whatever the nation needs. None of the part-time paths are risk-free. Let me pause for just a second, because this genuinely helps. If you are getting value here, hit that like button, then subscribe and ring the bell. It costs you nothing, and it is the single biggest thing that keeps these videos coming. So the question Tiffany teed up, which one actually fits you? Let us sit with it honestly, because the real answer depends entirely on what you want your life to look like, and there is no trophy for picking the hardest path. Beth, take the all-in case first. Who is active duty genuinely built for?
The person who wants the military to be their career, full stop. You get the deepest training and the richest benefits, free healthcare, and a clean shot at a 20-year retirement. If you want maximum everything and you are willing to move for it, active wins.
And the honest cost of that all-in path is your geography and your timeline. You do not pick your city, and a civilian career back home goes on hold. For some people, that trade is the dream. For others, it is a deal breaker.
Tiffany, then who should look hard at the Guard?
The person who wants to serve and stay rooted. You keep your hometown and your civilian job, and you serve a weekend a month? The Guard also carries that state mission, so you might sandbag a levy in your own county. That hits different when it is your neighbors.
The flip side, and this is the part to weigh, is that two-boss structure. Your governor and the president can both call. So the Guard is not the low-risk option people imagine, it is the stay-near-home option, which is a different thing.
Fair. And the Reserve?
The Reserve fits the person who wants a federal part-time role without the state layer. Same weekend rhythm, often more specialized federal jobs, and your civilian life stays in the driver's seat. No governor in the mix, so your only call-up path is federal.
So where does this land us? It is not a ranking, it is a match. Active fits the all-in career and maximum benefits. Guard fits serve near home plus a civilian career plus state ties. And Reserve fits clean federal part-time. The best component is the one that fits the life you actually want, and the record on benefits and call-up risk backs that up.
Now the part everyone actually clicked for, the money and the healthcare, because pay is where these three split the hardest.
On active duty, it is simple. A full monthly salary every single month, plus housing and food allowances on top. A mid-level enlisted member, an E4 over 4 years, draws about $3,659 a month in base pay alone in 2026.
Before we get to the part-time math, Tiffany, you raised the exact thing a new recruit always asks here.
Right. If Guard and Reserve are part-time, do you only get paid for that one weekend a month? Or does the 2-week annual training pay too?
Active means a full salary every month. Guard and Reserve work completely differently. You get drill pay for the weekend plus full daily pay for annual training, so let me actually build that weekend number so it is real. Here is one drill weekend for that same E4. A drill weekend is 4 drill periods, and each period pays 1/30th of monthly base pay. Watch it add up.
So one weekend, $487 plus 2 weeks of annual training that pays at the full active duty daily rate, that is the part-time paycheck.
Activated, you earn full active duty pay. The second a Guard or Reserve member goes on to federal orders, the drill paycheck disappears and the full salary plus allowances switches on for as long as the orders last.
Now healthcare, because this is where families feel the difference most. Tricare Prime is free for active families. No premium, no enrollment fee, and no out-of-pocket cost for covered care in 2026. That is enormous.
Off orders, Guard and Reserve by Tricare Reserve Select. It is not free, but it is shockingly cheap for what it is. About $57.88 a month for just you, or $286.66 for the whole family in 2026.
Compare that to the open civilian market, where a family plan can run well over $1,000 a month. Reserve Select is one of the best-kept deals in the whole part-time package.
So the pay picture, plainly. Active is a steady, full-time salary with free family health care. Guard and Reserve trade that for drill pay plus a cheap premium, with the full salary switching on the moment you are activated. Two things seal this decision for most people: school and stripes. Education benefits and how you get promoted, because they work very differently across the three.
Start with school, since it is the #1 reason a lot of people serve at all. The headline is that active duty is the fastest road to a 100% post-9/11 GI Bill. Active is the fastest road to a full GI Bill. 36 months of qualifying active service gets you the full benefit. That is all tuition at the in-state public rate, plus a monthly housing stipend and a book allowance.
Guard and Reserve get their own education lane while they serve. The Montgomery GI Bill Selected Reserve pays $493 a month for full-time school in 2026, just for being a drilling member. You do not have to deploy to use it.
But here is the catch I have to flag, because this one burns people. For Guard and Reserve, only Title 10 federal time builds the post-9/11 GI Bill. Your weekend drills, your annual training, and a state hurricane call-up, none of that counts toward the big benefit. So a Guard member can serve 6 honorable years, never get federally activated, and have 0 post-9/11 eligibility. Many states bridge that with free state tuition programs, so check your own state. But federally, only Title 10 counts.
Now, stripes. On active duty, promotion runs on a centralized timeline. Hit your time in service and time in grade, clear the points or the board, and you move up on a fairly predictable schedule.
Active promotes on a timeline. Guard and Reserve promote on vacancies. In the Guard or Reserve, you generally cannot move up until a slot above you actually opens in your unit. No vacancy, no promotion, even if you are fully qualified.
Which cuts both ways. A vacancy can stall you for years in one unit. Or if a slot opens above you, you can leapfrog ahead of an active duty peer who is stuck waiting on the calendar.
So here is my honest verdict, and it is the whole point of this video. There is no universally best component, only the best fit. If the military is the career and you want maximum pay plus the fastest 20-year retirement, go active. Just accept that you trade away your hometown and your civilian timeline. If you want to serve while keeping your roots and your civilian job, the Guard is your path. Just know the call-up risk is real. And if you want clean federal part-time service with your civilian life in front, the Reserve fit.
Send this to anyone in your family staring down a recruiter this year. One rule covers all of it. Match the path to the life you want, never to the version that sounds the most impressive.
Quick recap before we close. Active is full-time pay and free Tricare with the fastest road to a full GI Bill. Guard and Reserve are part-time drill pay with cheap Tricare Reserve Select. And only Title 10 federal time builds the big post-9/11 benefit.
The first thing I would do tonight is open your own state's website and check for a state tuition program, because that one search can be worth tens of thousands if you go Guard.
And next time, wait until you see how a re-enlistment bonus stacks on top of all this, because the numbers there get genuinely wild.
If this cleared up the decision for you, hit like and subscribe, because we refresh these numbers every year as the pay charts and Tricare costs change. Here is the one to chew on. If you had to choose today, which life are you actually built for? The all-in active path, the serve near home Guard, or the federal part-time Reserve? Tell us which one and why below.
Plenty to act on from today, so pick the one step that fits.
This is Caroline. Thanks for watching and signing off.